Hey guys, today we are working on the last of the teacher gift cups. I'm starting off here with a prepped and painted cup. This is another mason jar tumbler, and right now I am getting ready to add this pretty watercolor flower vinyl to it. So I'm just going to pull back like a ½ inch to 1 inch of my backing, and I'm going to cut that off. And then I'm going to put it onto my cup without sticking it down and get it into place where I want it. So my measurements were off and it's shorter than I wanted it to be. So right here I'm like, what the hell am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to do something at the top. We're gonna have to try to fix that. So once I get it where I want it, I'm gonna stick it down, and then I'm just gonna use my hand to push the backing off while adhering the vinyl at the same time. So I decided that I was going to see if I could blend in the colors in the vinyl with some alcohol inks and see if we can make it look like it was part of the vinyl. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drip some of this ink onto a paintbrush and kind of dab it on in the places where it's like the same color, but not always the same color. I put some colors in just some random places also. Just wanted to mix it up a little bit and see what it would look like. So this is what it turned out like. Spoiler alert, I don't like it. So now we're gonna add our epoxy to the other half of the cup. But then I decide I'm gonna put epoxy everywhere because I think that covering up the top of that, the inks, it will look better if maybe we did some waterfall action with our glitter and see what that will look like. If you guys saw the last video that I posted, it was also a mason jar tumbler like this, and I failed to mention in that video that when you are adding epoxy to these, you want to make sure you get in the creases everywhere. And you definitely want to tape off the threads for the lid. That way the lid will go on when it's all finished. So every time you put epoxy on, tape off the top first, and then as soon as you're done epoxying, take that tape off. And don't forget, because if you do, it's going to be hard to get out. What I normally do is heat it up a little bit and then take my X-Acto knife and cut along the tape, and that usually does well. Or if you catch it soon enough, you can pull it out. But several times on this cup I forgot to take my tape off and I had to use my knife, but that's okay. So we're putting the glitter on. It's a really pretty purple. The place I got this glitter does not sell it anymore, so any purple you have will do. And I'm gonna make sure I get the top and the bottom, and I got more glitter on the vinyl on the bottom than I wanted to, and so I had to wipe it off. But at the top, I aimed my glitter for the very top and held my cup at an angle and just let it fall down, and that will make the waterfall. So it doesn't really cover that much of it. It just waterfalls down. I did do full coverage at the top though, so the paper towel wasn't getting the glitter off. It was just rubbing it down, so it was flat. So I had to take my knife and scrape it off, and it worked out really well. I did end up liking the way the inks looked underneath the glitter though, since the glitter was kind of transparent. After that, I did 2 coats of epoxy, and now we are putting on our decal. I got these decals from a store local to me. It's called Vinyl Fun. And I chose this middle one. It says, consider, what does it say? Consider how the wildflowers grow. I thought that was cute. Next, we're going to put some pinstripes on to make the seam where the glitter and the vinyl meet look better. So I just cut these out at, let me think, at 0.10 maybe. All right, now 2 more coats of epoxy and then it'll be done. And next we're going to start the lid. So I did start with some light purple paint in the middle, and I have just a little bit of epoxy here, like, I don't remember what I have, 5 ml, maybe I have 10 ml. I definitely didn't use all of it. And then I just put my glitter in, just covered the top, mixing it in. Don't add too much glitter because then it will be really thick and clumpy, and then you'll have to do another coat on top of this. So I mixed that in, and now I'm just going to pour a little bit in my lid, and I'm going to use my stir stick to spread it around. If you do end up pouring too much, you can scoop some out with a popsicle stick or your stir stick, or, you know, whatever you have on hand. I do want to mention the epoxy that I'm using for this cup is Flynn Sisters premium epoxy. You can get it at FlynnSistersSupplyShop.com, I believe. It's my favorite. I highly recommend it. And here it is all finished. Turned out pretty good, even though I did not like that ink. Please make sure to hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.